Konami's Double Dribble was released in arcades in 1986 and ported to many other systems. And this is the 1987 release for the Nintendo NES. It was a pretty decent sports game from what I remember. Let's give it a try. Ah, the infamous Rubble Ribble synthesized voice. Classic. We have a rather quirky intro with the Star Spangled Banner playing, and what I guess is supposed to be crowds of people filing into the stadium. But it kind of looked like, I don't know, ants. And some giant oversized balloons being launched right before the start of the game. Always a fun touch. Oh, look at this. And a giant American flag. Now you have the options in Double Dribble to adjust the time clock of the game, but I'm going to keep it at 5-minute quarters. And there are 4 teams to choose from. The computer is playing Boston right now, and I'm playing Chicago in the red. They are based on real US cities, but the teams themselves are fictitious. I believe the mascot for Chicago is an ox, and Boston is a frog. You could also be the New York Eagles or the LA Breakers. This game was also an early game to incorporate cutscenes, and you can see the wonderful cutscene animations of the slam dunk. There were like 2 or 3 different style slam dunks that were just generated randomly. There's a backwards dunk, and there was a forward split leg dunk, and a couple of other things. There's another one there. I never really understood why they colored the players in the cutscene all gray. I guess that's to, now that I think about it actually, I guess that's to recycle the cutscenes. You know, it didn't matter what team you were playing on, and players had different colored jerseys, so if they just made the character gray, you could kind of get by with just recycling the same cutscenes without changing the uniforms of the players. Now, most early sports games didn't really translate that well to the home console market because of serious limitations on the hardware. But Double Dribble actually, they did a pretty good job. The NES version holds all the basic elements of basketball in the play, including fouls, things like that. You can actually get called for traveling in this game or pushing. What the fuck did he just say? Sounded like Roosevelt. Something like that, I don't know. Certainly didn't sound like pushing. The gameplay in Double Dribble is pretty easy to pick up and pretty fun. You use your A and B buttons to pass and shoot, and when you're not in control of the ball, I believe your B button changes your player you control to the one nearest the ball, and you kind of just mash the buttons when you're near approaching a player with the ball, and sometimes you can steal the ball like I just did there. It's also possible to block a shot if you're on defense and the player you're up against is shooting the ball. But that's really difficult to do in practice. I mean, you often jump up with the player shooting, but you know, it's really hard to actually block the shot. I've seen it done a couple of times, but not very often. And coming up is a wonderful treat from Konami, the halftime show. So sit back and enjoy the wonderful stylings of the cheerleaders and mascots. If you're playing Double Dribble and you get to the halftime show, it's a good time to go and grab a beer. Alright, back to the game. Double Dribble is a two-player game or one-player game. I'm playing the one-player mode against the computer, but it's a lot more fun with a friend. Now, this game was known for something called hotspots, and what that is actually is hidden areas on the court. They're not hidden per se. They're just not marked areas on the court. Where if you shoot from these areas, you have a higher percentage of making the shot in. Like, did you see that incredible three-point shot? That really shouldn't have gone in if you play by the odds, but I probably hit a hot spot there. So if you actually want to sit down and take the time to find all the hot spots, you could really impress your friends by being the Double Dribble whiz when you play them. And you could be nailing three-pointers left and right while they're bricking slam dunks. So, all in all, Double Dribble actually holds up pretty well for the NES. Unlike many other sports games of the early consoles, it's still a lot of fun to play. It's a lot more fun in the two-player mode, I must say, but the one-player mode is still playable. Now, I do believe Double Dribble is available on the Wii Virtual Console. So if this sort of early sports game interests you, definitely go for it. I'm not sure how much games are going for on the Virtual Console, but they shouldn't probably be more than a couple bucks. I'm sure someone will tell me, though. But if you have an NES, you can pick up Double Dribble for, like, I don't know, $1.50 or something like that. And it's $1.50 well spent. I never understood why the winner of the match held up a book at the end of the game. But I love it when a game tells me I'm a winner. I'm Dommy from Classic Games Revisited. Until next time.